Good evening, fellow Nigerians. For my fellow Igbo people, they won. Yoruba, Ekason, Ndausa, Saludiswa. Yes, I have to arrest Prof not to leave because yes, it's my father. And then when you have a father that you are not afraid of, you look into his eyes and tell him what you want. That's the kind of relationship I have with him. Seriously. Prof has just been a figure and he is a very lively person. Believe me. And I thank God he came here. He has really enlightened us. He has really made this place lively. It's quite unfortunate that most of the students that we are here for are not here. If you look here, we have about 60-70% of doctors and profs. And where are the students? Talking about the integration, talking about the collaborations, where are the students that should carry this work forward? When I came, I met Prof and we met at several trainings. Such a lively man, he keeps learning. You know, we've been in different coding classes. See, Prof, he won't even introduce himself as a prof. He keeps disturbing everybody. From genetic perspective, everybody, once Prof raises his hand, he says yes, and very lively. With right there, you see Prof scoring high at his level, and he keeps learning. Prof like collaboration. I know a lot of things he has really wanted me. He just quite such a humble person. Let me go straight to. I also believe I don't believe so much. I also want this kind of occasion just to be very interactive, the way it has really made it. And it's not just my people say in Igbo now. When you go for evening mass, the father will just say in the Joshua place and go. And that's actually how I want this thing to be, how I would suggest. Let it not just be speech. Let it have the varieties, and I thank God for the MC of today, Dr. Rotibi, right? He really made it well, and then you see the way we were able to interact. We've learned a lot of things from today. So I will just go straight to the point. I thought there was going to be PowerPoint presentation. Let me share. Of course, my name is Samuel Chimambaja, popularly known as Dr. Sparkle. Some people don't even know my real name, and it's good. Dr. Sparkle is everywhere. And that even in my office, I'm also addressed as Dr. Sparkle. Once you call me Dr. Sparkle, I can just bring out my money for you. When you call me Samuel, I'll just, who are you calling? You know, but Sparkle is more popular.
Dr. Sparkle.
Definitely. Don't worry, I'm going on. There you go. Sorry, we're talking about, when I was also told I was going to speak, I was okay, good. Maybe I'll take 3 minutes to talk. Only for these people to just catch my leg, you know. They just gave me a topic. I've already told Dr. Sherry, I say, it's good. I will just stand up in 3 minutes and just say something. I don't really like so much talk. So, but eventually, within the week, I just saw the topic. My Professor Ngaba Aleni, who is coordinating the traditional medicine in South Africa, and is also one of the in the advisory committee of World Health Organization on traditional medicine. I have his blessings to be here. So we're talking about harnessing traditional medicine and modern health practices, striving against health challenges in a changing world. It's just something else. So by the special grace of God, I'm a project manager in this discipline of traditional medicine, University of Nassau. And my assignment is just to set up a manufacturing pre-industrial hub for the university, right? And this subject is very, very tight, right? So this speech or this talk is presented at the Association of Nigerian Student Conference here in Durban on 25th of October. First, I just divided it into slides, just a few slides, not a very few, whatever. And then if you have your questions too, I'm happy we have a lot of professionals in the field. Dr. Sherif here is a botanist, And then I insisted that my dad doesn't need, because some of the questions, he has all the answers. Trust me. Yeah, I may not even talk much. Once I present whatever, ask your questions, he will answer them before he leaves them. All right, framing the global health reality. First, the world is facing interconnected health crisis. They say when it touches Moscow, it touches where again? That's the way they speak. Somebody help me. If it touches Moscow, touches
Ukraine.
Eh?
Ukraine.
Once it happens, boom, Moscow. It will happen in Ukraine. All right. So the world is facing interconnected health crisis. Seriously, it's as if the health sector is failing. Apart from the click and the what's the word now? A lot of propagandas that are happening within the health sectors. Sometimes when you sit down to look, it's as if there's no hope. That's the truth. As if there's no hope. Sometime in June, July, I was in the UK, and then I was in Cambridge. I saw a lot of reports on the vaccine, this last vaccine, that even got me frightened. I went to Glasgow University. Also the same, I don't want to call it propaganda, talking about the vaccine. They even said most of the people that were able to, they say about 90% of the people that died of COVID were even people that were vaccinated. I went to Strathclyde University, the same theory. And at the point I became afraid, even because I had the vaccine. Sometimes I will have some, I say, are you sure it's not the vaccine that is seriously? On Monday I had a health scare. We ended up in the hospital. I was just saying, is it the vaccine that is? That kind of thing. So when we are in a world where you have this global crisis, what is the way forward? Do you think that is there hope for us? So I go to what I have here. We talk about pandemic, we talk about drug resistance. I just finished a course on antimicrobial resistance. You see how these microorganisms, these bacteria, how they build the immunity, how they reinforce against most of the antibiotics, right? So now, those days it used to be penicillin. When you have any problem, penicillin, antibiotics. Now these bacteria, they've already built immunity against resistance against this. So do we lose hope? Do we put our hands on our heads and say there's no hope? But there's still hope. So we're trying to see, the topic is how do you marry traditional medicine and the modern medicine in the midst of these challenges that we're seeing today. We talk about the pandemic, we talk about the monkeypox. These days we're talking about the HIV, of course, South Africa, you know what is going on. In June I published a paper, right? I started that paper in February, when Donald Trump first placed a suspension, 90-day suspension on PEPFAR, right? In some of the African countries, South Africa was affected. So I was fast enough to project. If in the midst of that suspension, I projected what would happen. And before we rounded off that paper, we now completely stopped PEPFAR office and UNICEF office in South Africa. Please, I would like you to read that. It was published in June. The public health impact of Donald Trump's suspension of foreign aid on HIV, on ARVs, and PrEP, right? I have projected a lot of things. Those days, when you go to our restroom, you see a lot of condoms and the rest there. It's just, they're ready to get now, right? And even when those condoms were there, these people are not ready using them. Now, I projected what will happen if Africa, if South Africa, Nigeria, and the rest of the world, if they don't take proactive steps. So we go to what we have now. Traditional medicine is practiced by over 80% of the world's population. In China, they stick to their traditional medicine. In India, they stick to their traditional medicine. Africa, we have this in all over us, right? And we don't use them. We were discussing yesterday at the conference, and Ruben is not here. Ruben mentioned something, a particular plant in Uganda. how a particular woman was using that it cures diabetes. The woman had never gone to hospital. She uses that particular plant for everything. Dr. Sherry is here as a botanist. He knows some of the plant. In fact, when we are working, Dr. Sherry will tell me this is the name of this plant. This one is used for this. And we have these resources. And this is why people will come. They will come in here. They will take some of these things. They go and refine them and send them back to us. While our people, where we come from in Nigeria, we call them the Dibia. We don't even have, because they use it negatively. But here in South Africa, we have Association of Traditional Healers. They call them traditional health practitioners. Sometime in August, I traveled to Northwest, where I have over 2,000 of these people, these traditional healers. I interacted with them. You see, this one said, I have this product. How do I finish it? Now, my assignment is I'm setting up a industrial hub where you come and then you bring what you have. Use the modern technology. If it is capsule you want to, if you say, okay, you want to, this one is taking care of HIV, this one is taking care, whatever it is, from the beginning, you're able to produce your end product. And then we now teach you how to make profit out of it. In my lab, I'm so sorry I might not follow this. In my lab, we have a product we call product cabin, because we are collaborating with the traditional healers. And the name of this person is cabin, right? We have students who have published 2 different articles on this, on the immune modulation of this product cabin. Product cabin is being used by these traditional healers to treat sexually transmitted diseases. And then they've also used them for HIV. We said, okay, the product cabin is made up of 4 polyherbal plants, right? They use both the roots, the stem, and then they put them in powder form. So what we do in our lab, okay, we get this, we just try to get the extras, this stuff. And they ran analysis on them, on immune modulation, and they found out that product cabin, they actually treat HIV. Now I just come in, when I came back from the I said, okay, I learned something new, network pharmacology. I said, okay, Prof, I want to know the phytochemicals that are involved, that are inside this product cabin. Unfortunately, because of intellectual property, the traditional healer could not release that. But because of my inquisitiveness, I was able to, they gave me I had access to those 27 phytochemicals. There was a particular way they used in extracting them. Now, I ran the analysis on those things. Also found out that product cabin cannot fully cure HIV. In fact, when I did what we call gene ontology, when you talk about gene ontology, you talk about biological process, the molecular function, the cellular components, and also we did what we call health pathway analysis. We also found out that most of the pathways are heading toward cancer. You will see. So these things are embedded here, and these plants are scattered everywhere. For the sake of the intellectual partner, I will not disclose what these are. So now this is how we can be able to use what we have here, because HIV has been there. There's no cure. Apart from the vaccine that just came out now, how do we look inwards to use the natural, the things we have, the things God has blessed us with? Those days in Nigeria, we know about the neem, right? The neem plants. What did they use it for? When there was no typhoid, they will use the neem for everything. Even they will use it to bet you, they will use it to treat you, and we all responded to that. And then these people brought this other one, paracetamol, you know what is happening now. It had been traced to something else, although it has not been completely proven. Donald Trump is telling the air. 7 in 10, US are autistic. Donald Trump got angry and said, no, something must be wrong. What we're saying is, in the face of these challenges, how do we leverage on what we have on ground? Now, talk about honestly, I don't really like following something that was fine. Traditional medicine practice, okay, a changing world demands adaptive, integrated solutions. There should be a synergy between traditional medicine and the modern science. This integration will really take us to where we're going to. It will depend on the modern medicine. Sometimes they are confused, they don't know what they're doing. Seriously. The traditional medicine too, if you also allow traditional, just strictly traditional medicine, sometimes they also need to be guided. That's why we come in now. Okay, you guys will have this. You don't even know what the components are. You don't know the active compounds. Come, we will help you. Let us extract them, right? Let us even see what we run. What we call the target predictions. Oh, this will be targeting. Let me just tell you something because I'm on my way to discovering something. Seriously, I'm so excited. When I did my PhD, I worked something on Alzheimer's disease, and then we talk about the amyloid precursor protein and how does it form, base 1. And everybody in the world was just focusing on base 1. And to date, we don't have a drug for base 1. We don't have any drug for base 1. And then I just came back. I said, I didn't even run the analysis. I projected for the genes and found out among all the genes I found. And I said, let me look for the hot genes. Among the hot genes, even if there's one that everybody is able to. And we have some drugs that they've already targeted that were targeting that phase 1. At the end of the day, they got to phase 1, phase 2, trials, and they got. For information, the chlorotoluene is already going for preclinical early next year, right? Then, how do in university here we're having translational research at the university, which is a leading model. The University of Barcelona, the Discipline of Traditional Medicine, operationalizes integration through translational research and innovation. I mentioned the preclinical manufacturing facility presents a paradigm shift, transforming research into tangible products. I talked about the drugs, the capsules, and the herbal teas. These equipment are already here. This industrial stuff we've already invested close to 100 million. Close to 100 million. We have these traditional pillars. We don't want to own whatever it is that they have. Please come and sit down and then manufacture your stuff. And they still own this is yours. And they now know how to make it available. Now, this is not just research, it is knowledge decolonization through industrial